What's going on, Aces? Welcome back to the channel. Have y'all been watching the Mowry show, the new show that she has? I feel like I need to get into it. It's called My Next Act. And after seeing this clip with her sitting down with Jackée Harry, y'all know she played her mom on Sister Sister, I'm like, okay, I might need to go ahead and get into this show. I appreciate the vulnerability and the openness that they have, in regards to their relationships. So basically, she's opening up to the fact that you guys know she divorced her husband, Cory Hardrict, and she said that was her first everything, like her first kiss, her first, intimate partner. And then after she lost her virginity to Cory, they ended up getting married. And so I appreciate Tia's vulnerability, being so open about how difficult dating is, especially, today. And so she's getting advice from her mentor, Jacke. Let's go ahead and listen, and then I'll give my commentary.
Do you remember you had this conversation with me and you had told me that you can't have everything in life?
Not all at once.
Oh my God, I'm going to start crying.
Marriage.
Me doing this. Yes.
Oh, no, not this early. You can't start crying.
I know. But I guess, go ahead.
I told you I had it for 3 years in my career, in my lifetime.
Yeah.
I had it all. I had a man, the kid, and the money.
Yeah.
And it was all working, and then it all went to...
I know.
It was phenomenal. I had support. I had nannies. I had Beach Boys. I mean, I had it all. But you can't have it all the time. Somebody's got to stay home with the kids or nurture the ego of the man.
Yes.
Do I sound bitter?
Working, being a mother, and just putting a lot of effort into dating right now is a lot to juggle and balance. And I can't help but wonder if I am repeating the same mistake now. I don't know if you know, but when you were having that conversation with me, that's when I was like just smiling through it all. In the back of my head, I was like, is she in my head right now? I was already having questions about my marriage, but you didn't know.
No,
But
I did know from the other side, if I might say. Somebody else was dissatisfied, but they weren't working.
No, I know, you're absolutely right.
If one partner makes more money or has more success, is a gap that is so hard and it can't work out.
Yes.
And it can't have competition. It just does not work.
It doesn't.
And you can't stop your career because you want to even it out. And I like him. I don't dislike him, so I don't want to put that out there. But I already told him, I said I'm on Tia's side.
I know.
So you got to choose sides when there's a divorce.
And you know what? She's absolutely right. And it's unfortunate that, she was talking about stroking the ego of a man. It's unfortunate that more men, I should say, can't be supportive when their female counterpart, their partner, is doing well financially or in their career, right? I mean, we have so many examples, especially in our community, where I guess the men feel emasculated by the women in their lives if they're doing really well. But it's like, if that's your wife, you know what I mean? The Bible says the two shall become one flesh. Like, I don't understand. But again, I'm not a man, so I don't have that male ego. But it goes back to, I guess, when she said that she met Cory. Because I think when she did meet Cory, if I remember the story correctly, she pulled up, and I think, she was working on Sister Sister at the time, but she pulled up and he was at the bus stop, and she was driving like a Mercedes or something like that, which is valid because her and her sister Tamara have been working since before. I'm trying to think, they did like Disney movies, and they have been working since they were very young. So it goes back to, I guess trying to find a partner that's equally yoked. And that's, again, I guess it doesn't necessarily mean just in the religious aspect, right? You want a partner who has your shared values, but also your shared tax bracket would be nice. It would be ideal, because what I'm seeing in regards to not only Tia and, like Keke Palmer and her, her partner, is just what we've seen, like just this pattern, of so many of these men. And like, again, it's not just our community, but it's across all demographics. A lot of men, if they are insecure, it doesn't seem like they're able to handle having a woman in their life who is doing better than them. I just made a video a few weeks ago about Nick Cannon, and he was talking about how him and Mariah Carey, they never even had an argument. And in my mind, I'm thinking, you're with, one of the top female artists of all time. I mean, Mariah Carey is not only an amazing singer with a brilliant, beautiful voice, she is also an incredible songwriter, right? I mean, Mariah, her pen game is crazy. And so I think she has made over $100 million just off of the song All I Want for Christmas Is You. Like every year, it generates millions of dollars. And so they dub her like the Queen of Christmas. But in my mind, I'm thinking, you're with someone who was, extremely successful. And Mariah ultimately chose Nick. She chose to be with him. I think that he was almost the polar opposite of her ex-husband, Tommy Mottola, who was the head of Sony at that time. But he put her through all kind of mess, because she was young and, starting out. She started her career at 19 when she made Hero, or Vision of Love. That was her first single, Vision of Love, when I was little. But yeah, he put her through the ringer. And so when she made the album, The Emancipation of Mimi, she broke free of that. And she wanted someone who, was younger and fun and, would bring joy to her life. I'm thinking similar to Tia and Cory, that you want a partner who's fun and vivacious and will bring joy to your life. And if you're doing well financially and money's not an issue, if you're not working, in my head, I'm thinking, that your wife can hold down the bills while you pour into, your children and your wife, like have dinner ready, have a bubble bath with roses petals, you know what I mean? Waiting for her, or whatever it is that she likes, give her spa days or whatever the case may be, but it doesn't have to be a negative thing. Again, in my thinking, in my mind, in my thought process. But I'm glad that, Jackée was able to give her that advice, because I feel like, she was kind of beating herself up. But you can only control yourself. You can't control what your partner thinks or what they, whatever their insecurities are. And Cory did just do that movie with for Tyler Perry. So, and shout out to Tyler, because he pays well. People, and the movie might have been a mess. It was. I made a recap about it. You guys go watch it. No, the movie might be messy, but Tyler does pay his actors well. So shout out to Tyler Perry. But yeah, so Cory, is in that realm. So he's picking up speed. But I mean, he talks about how difficult it is being separated from Tia. He said he cries himself to sleep at night. And that's the sad thing, is it's like, I feel like people's egos get in the way of their true happiness and their true, love. Like, don't let your ego, just because you're not working temporarily, everybody goes through hard times, life humbles you, but life also goes on, that's what life is. It's peaks and valleys, mountaintops and valleys. You're not always going to be on top, and you're not always going to be in a valley. But the great thing about having a partner and having a spouse is that that person can hold you down when you are going through hard times. And it can also celebrate your wins with you when you're going through good times. It might have been who knows, hypothetically 5-10 years down the road where Cory was working and Tia wasn't, anything could happen. But again, it's sad to see that, that family is broken up because of essentially ego. So I'm going to go ahead and have to start watching this show and recapping it. You guys, I want to hear from you though. What do you think about what Jackée said? Part of me, I appreciate her aspect and her giving her advice. When she said you can't have it all, I thought they were going to talk about you can't have it all in regards to a lot of time and a lot of money, right? You guys know that old adage where it's like when you're young, you have time but no money. But when you're older, you have the money but no time, until you're like really, really older. Then you have time and money, or you have money, yeah, but no time. I think something like that. I forget. But it's basically like, when you're working, especially now that in Tia's age, like her, 40s, that's like your prime or earning years. You might have a lot of money, but you don't necessarily have a lot of time. When you're younger, you have the time, all the time in the world. You just don't have a whole lot of money. Times change, seasons change. And the great thing about at least the ideology of marriage, right, is that you grow together and you change together as a unit. I'm just sad that they couldn't. But and as far as, not being able to have it all, Jackée says she had the nannies and the pool boys. I'm like, not the pool boys, honey. And you guys remember her ex-husband, she's really still cool with him. I think he still does her hair. Elgin Charles, shout out to Elgin. He had a show about his hair salon, but he's a hairdresser. And they've been, cool for a very long time. I'm not sure why they broke up, but that's their personal business. But the fact that they're still friends is great. But yeah, I don't know about the pool boys, but that's my goal, to try to have it all. The three, top priorities in life: health, wealth, and relationships. I'm working on it. I'm a work in progress, and everything is a work in progress. That's life. But those are the three things that, make up the core of our lives, right? So, you know, mentally, spiritually, psychologically, physically, all those aspects are just so important. And I'm glad that, Jackée was there to give her that advice and to be there for her, that shoulder that she needs, to cry on, because you got to get that stuff out, that's healing. But I'm gonna have to go ahead and get into the show. You guys, I want to hear from you. Let me know if you already watch it. And I think it's already in the middle of the season, so I might have to backtrack a couple episodes, but I'm gonna get caught up. But let me know your thoughts about what Jackée said. Do you guys think you can have it all? I do. You just have to put in the work. Maybe not throughout your whole life, because again, seasons, but I feel like if you put in the work, you can have it all. Anyway, maybe I'm optimistic, but I'm gonna keep on trying. Let me know your thoughts. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will talk with you in the next one. Take care, Aces. Bye.